On May 13th, 1994, in Houston, Texas, Trellis took a familiar shortcut through the dense weeds field to get to school faster, a path she had used many times before. Tragically, she never made it to school that day. It was the last time anyone saw her alive. Her family reported her disappearance, prompting a police investigation. Later that same day, authorities received a call about a woman's body discovered in the field. Police arrived and confirmed the victim was Trellis Sykes. The autopsy showed she had been hit on the back of the head, sexually assaulted, and then strangled to death. Trellis Sykes was a bright and talented 16-year-old student who thrived both in academics and sports. Sadly, her life was brutally cut short. The question remains, who killed Trellis Sykes? This is her story. Trellis Sykes was born on January 19, 1978, in Houston, Texas, to Robert and Gail Sykes. She was the oldest of 3 daughters in a close-knit family living in the Sunnyside neighborhood. Trellis was known for her lively personality and was a delight to everyone around her. Her family enjoyed a stable and happy life until tragedy struck in July 1991. When Trellis was just 13, her father Robert suddenly passed away due to unexplained causes, leaving the family in deep sorrow. Before they had time to process their loss, another tragedy followed. Her mother Gail died in December of the same year after a short illness. Losing both parents in such a short span devastated Trellis and her sisters, who were now orphans. After the deaths of Robert and Gail, the siblings were placed in the care of different relatives, which led to them being separated. Trellis went to live with her grandmother, while her younger sisters moved in with their aunt. Each child had to adjust to new living situations and routines. Despite the emotional challenges, their extended family did their best to care for the children. Trellis started school and showed strong academic and athletic abilities. She became a standout athlete, competing in track, basketball, and volleyball. She also excelled in her studies and was an honor student. She attended Worthing High School, and by that time, her height had shot up to 6 feet. Her friends and teammates affectionately nicknamed her Tree because she towered over them. Trellis continued to thrive in both academics and sports and was considered the pride of her family. By her sophomore year, she was focused on her future and had started working toward earning a college scholarship. Friday, May 13th, 1994, began like any other day for Trellis. It was the last school day before the weekend, and she prepared as usual. She typically walked to Worthing High School or took the bus. The school was about 2 miles from her home. Around 7:30 a.m., Trellis left her house on Alberta Street. Her aunt Pam, who lived with Trellis and her grandmother, had already left for work. Trellis began her usual walk to school and took the common shortcut through a field that many students used to save time. The lot was overgrown, with weeds as tall as 8 feet in some areas. Despite being poorly maintained, a visible footpath had been worn into the vegetation from regular use by locals. That morning, Trellis followed the same shortcut as she had many times before, but this time, something went wrong. She never made it to school, and that was the last day she was seen alive. When she didn't return home that afternoon, no one was immediately alerted, and her family remained unaware something was wrong until later. Pam came home from work expecting Trellis to be there, but the house was empty. Trellis was always responsible and reliable. If she was going to be late, she would let someone know. Concerned, Pam asked her mother if she had heard from Trellis, but the grandmother had not received a call. Realizing something was wrong, they went to Worthing High School to check if Trellis had perhaps stayed late. At the school, they were told that Trellis had never shown up that day. Shocked and alarmed, Pam immediately contacted Houston police and reported her missing. The family also searched the neighborhood, asking friends and knocking on doors, but no one had seen or heard from her. Later that same day, around 5:30 p.m., Houston police received a call from someone who had found a woman's body in an overgrown field off Bowen Street, the same shortcut Trellis used that morning. Officers arrived and carefully made their way through the dense weeds. They found a body hidden just off the path. The area was secured, and police began their investigation. Sadly, it was quickly confirmed that the body was that of the missing high school student. When the body was being removed, the family recognized Trellis's sneaker and knew their worst fears had come true. An autopsy later revealed Trellis had been struck in the back of the head, sexually assaulted, and then strangled. The medical examiner noted that Trellis had fought back. Her broken nails and defensive wounds told the story. DNA was collected from her body, but at the time, the sample was too small to be tested with the technology available. Investigators canvassed the neighborhood, seeking information. Locals warned that the field, while on private property, had long been neglected. Residents had pleaded with the city to cut back the weeds, but nothing had been done. The area had become a known hangout for drug activity and sex work. Police interviewed individuals familiar with the lot, but no solid leads emerged. 1 week after her murder, Trellis's funeral was held. It was filled with family, friends, and members of the community mourning the loss of a bright, promising young woman. Her death left her loved ones heartbroken. The students at Worthing High School were also shaken. From freshmen to seniors, the school community grieved and felt a deep sense of fear. The idea that one of their own could be attacked like that was unimaginable. As police dug deeper, they uncovered a disturbing pattern. Within the 16 months before Trellis's death, at least 11 other women, ages 12 to 30, had been sexually assaulted in the same general area. The victims gave similar descriptions of their attacker, including details like his height and even the sneakers he wore. Rumors of a serial rapist had been circulating in Sunnyside for months. Trellis's murder brought those fears to the forefront, and people grew more anxious as weeks passed with no answers. Detectives followed every lead they could, but progress was slow. Eventually, the field where Trellis was killed was cleared, thanks to local residents urging the city to take action. But despite their efforts, the case went cold, and with each passing year, the chances of solving it seemed to diminish. Trellis's family believed it may have taken more than one person to overpower her. At 6 feet tall and athletic, she was strong, and the idea that a single person could have subdued her seemed unlikely. But despite their suspicions, no solid suspects emerged. Years passed with little new information. Still, the community never forgot Trellis or what happened to her. In March 2002, the city of Houston honored her memory by renaming the basketball courts at Bricker Park the Trellis Sykes Pavilion. The ceremony was attended by then-Mayor Lee Brown, the police chief, and over 100 of Trellis's loved ones. Though it was a touching tribute, it was also a painful reminder that justice had yet to be served. In 2013, a breakthrough seemed possible. Investigators learned that the rape kits from the earlier sexual assaults had never been tested due to a backlog in the crime lab. Nearly 2 decades after the attacks, the kits were finally examined. 10 of the 11 kits revealed DNA from the same man, Herman Whitfield. He was arrested in 2015, pleaded guilty to 4 sexual assaults, and received 4 life sentences. Whitfield's DNA, however, did not match the DNA found on Trellis. Despite this, police continued to consider him a person of interest, suspecting he was responsible for at least 21 rapes between 1992 and 2008. In 2022, ABC 13 reporter Courtney Fisher interviewed Whitfield in prison. He declined to speak about the crimes he confessed to and denied any knowledge of Trellis's murder. That same year, police announced they had resubmitted evidence from the crime scene for testing. However, as of now, there have been no new developments or public updates regarding the results. May her soul rest in peace.